normally do. Yeah, welcome to.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll just run an application there.
Okay. Yep.
Unless that's free, I don't know.
Why can't I click on ready? Ah, there we go. Yeah.
Let's start.
Yep, go ahead.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the first race, the first round of the front row racing PCS or the Project Car Sunday Cup at Donnington Park GP with the Janetta Junior cars. I'm JT King 101. You may remember me from the World Trophy races that we've done on YouTube last season, but I'm back in the commentary box for Project Cars for this week. And I'm joined by the one and only front racing DP, or as he's normally known as, Dave. Hello, Dave.
I'm sure I'm normally known by other names as well, but yeah, hello. Hello. Good intro, well done. Okay, so I'm going to try and be your cameraman this evening. And it looks like Adam 4600's first out of the pit lane, so what do you reckon is going to happen here today then?
Well, the car will be very slow, and hopefully probably means that the car will be less likely to make mistakes, but I've actually done a few laps of the race, well not the race, but of these cars around this track, and the default setup does seem to fuck up the rears quite a lot. I'm trying to go into the spectator mode, but I can't.
You have to drive out the pits, then return to the pits, and then go to spectate. It's a little awkward like that, but yeah, it looks like Adam 4600's first out of the pit, so he'll be first to set a time in qualifying. I should quickly just mention as well, we've had Ray, who is the host of the session, has added a session in. Basically there'll be a 15-minute qualifying, then a 5-minute warm-up for the guys to get the strategies done, and then we're on to a 50-mile race, which should be about 20 laps.
And we've already had a spinner. It's deep to the heart. I don't really know what corner that is.
Turn 1.
Turn 1. Wow, that's not. I think probably going out the pits as well, so maybe he wasn't really ready after the car came out the pits. But hopefully this is a driver that we're expecting to perform quite well. He is quite a fast driver, and the F1 League races that F1 Racing do.
Do you think he's got a bit too used to F1 and he's come out of the pits full throttle and realised even in the slow Janetta Juniors you can't do it?
Quite possibly, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go and have a look. Oh, Adam 4600, he's had a spin at the hairpin. He's now not going to be the first to set a time. The red and black car by the look. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, there's like Hesselden 90 just done his lap now, so he'll be the first to complete a lap. Yeah, so these cars are quite slow, so don't really know if these guys will be running custom setups. I mean, this isn't a proper racing league that F1 Racing are running, it's just something for fun. Something to do other than the F1 leagues that we're racing, and I can tell that he's using a pad, so we'll see if he uses some sort of pad hacks that normal pad uses.
So cool, what gives it away that he's using the pad?
Well, the steering is quite jumpy, really, it's not really smooth steering. Some of these, well, to be honest, people on pads, I've seen that, well, normally I'm a smooth driver, I don't really slam the hammer, the joysticks, that doesn't really sound right by me. I don't really do that, the joysticks, on the joysticks. I'm a smooth driver, but yeah, you can see what happens.
Usually a good example of a pad user is my bad, but I think we've just seen in the background, I think Adam 4600 may have had another spin, but at the moment the cameraman's still watching Hesselden as he heads down what I like to call the Dunlop Straight, because he used to have the Dunlop Bridge, which now is owned by Chris Evans, which is put somewhere.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. When the circuit was sold after the debacle with F1, the Dunlop Bridge was put up for auction, and so Chris Evans bought it, and I believe he's donated it to a racetrack somewhere.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Donated a bridge, do you know if that's even possible? Or do you mean as in taking the bridge out of the track and putting it somewhere else? Or?
Yeah. He bought the bridge and took it elsewhere when the circuit was closed down. Right, Hesselden's about to finish his lap.
And Chris Core is just going around the second to last hairpin, going up the hill. And see what this lap puts in for him. The front race RI, he's first 2 seconds faster than Hesselden. And I had a 2-minute lap. And see what Chris Core does. He's crossing the line now. And he's third, 1:55. So that's 5 seconds separating the top 3 so far. Adam 4604 for the 2 minutes 1 second lap.
I think he may have had a bit of a moment on that lap as well.
Possibly, yeah.
Jason, I think, is on a lap as well, just coming around the penultimate corner, not set a time yet.
I'm actually looking at the sector times, and it looks like my bad has set a faster first and second sector than Jason, so we'll see. This should be a faster lap than him.
Camera's on board with him now, showing him as 7th place at the moment, so 8th place, so we'll see if he does jump up.
And Jason comes to 4th, and my bad's ahead of him, so the 154.4 for my bad. In 4th place is Dave the Harp, 154.9, so half a second separating those two drivers. And just behind Dave the Harp is Jason with 155.1. So it's actually pretty close in midfield at the moment.
It is. I think the lap times are going to come down a lot though. These early stages of the quali session, I think they're just getting for a feel for it, because I know Ray's been practicing, so I know what Ray will be aiming for, which could be about 5 seconds faster than he's already been.
Adam's 4600 is going to cross the line now, taking faster lap than his previous, and it is a 153. The only person to 153.7, which puts him provisionally 3rd place. And yeah, as you said, that it will take some time for the drivers to pick up the pace, because well, right now the track temperature is cold. Plus also it doesn't even help that these cars are quite slow as well, so increasing the track temperature will take some time. So yeah, at the end of the session then we will see some proper fast lap times for these unbelievably slow cars.
Definitely. Interesting thought for you as well. I mean, could it take a lap or two for these cars to get these tyres up to temperature?
I think so, yeah, because this is a fast track, so long straights as well, so the tyres will lose temperature quite easily on the long straights.
Dave the Harp's about to cross the finish line.
What lap does he set? 153.1, so he's the second person to hit the 153s and faster than Adam, 4600. Losing 153.1, and my bad's ahead of Adam as well with the 153.3. So it is actually getting quite close now between the midfield. The only significant gap is the front race at RI, or as you call him Ray. He's just done 150.6, and I think he's just coming down to the, he's just doing the final hairpin now.
I've got a feeling he's going to knock a couple of seconds off here.
Looks like it. The second time do look quite promising. What did he do?
Only.
Only just faster, I think. Is it?
Yeah, it is. It was only about half a second faster. But there's something to consider as well. Obviously, we've no idea what fuel levels the drivers will have in their cars at the moment. Some could have race level fueling, whereas others may have very low fuel. But Adam 4600, I've just spotted, he's gone on to a 151.6, so he's gained by 2 seconds.
He's getting closer to 8, so he's applying the pressure. By the looks of it, all the drivers are maybe running a similar setup, would you say? Maybe?
I would guess they probably are. I mean, these kind of cars, you want them to turn in a bit, and me personally, I'd like them to be slightly oversteery, because then you can really sort of push it through a corner. I mean, there may be some subtle changes from one driver to another on their setup, but looking at the times we've got at the moment, as Dave the Harp's just done a 151 as well. Looking at the times at the moment, whether their setups are similar or not, the lap times are. And Dave's, he's just saved himself from a moment at the first corner. The cameraman's now showing Hesselden, so who's heading up to the penultimate corner with another car behind him.
I think Dave's coming up to it now. He's coming around the final corner. He's just entering it now. And actually, I had a bit of a skill moment there, because I remember you said that to allow my chat to be shared. And I thought, did I? So I checked the chart about it.
I hope so. That's alright then. Good, that's alright. It's been a while since you've been in the commentary box, so you're allowed some moments. Ray's not improved on his lap time.
So could that be the limit of his performance, maybe?
It could be.
He is moving down and he's back in the pits. And Adam 4600 is crossing line now, it doesn't improve, still second.
Dave the Harp.
Dave the Harp is quick out of the pits.
Yes, he is. Hesselden's in the pits.
So the only two drivers out are Chess, Jason and Dave the Harp.
And Chris Core's just knocked a couple of seconds off his lap time. Oh, and a big moment. Yeah, you meant to the other side of the cone there. There's another car off as well. I think, was that Dave the Harp?
That was Dave the Harp for the second time in a row going out the pits.
Yeah, so he's going to have to be careful then when it comes to the race, where pit stops may be required. Obviously, it's a bit of a test for the guys. I know that they've got the tyre wear set to a certain level, and it's kind of a complete guess as to whether the tyre wear will be. Oh, Dave spun again. That's down at the old hairpin. I tell you what, if you ever do actually go to Donnington Park to watch a race, sit on the outside of that corner facing the road as it comes down the hill. Brilliant place to sit there, because you will see drivers do that all day long. It is good fun. It's definitely good fun. Sorry, go on.
This is actually one of my favourite, one of my best tracks. Actually, well, I don't know if you can say ever, but it is a track that I do fun and like driving, especially with the high down plus cars, because it's quite fun to drive around with the fast corners and so on. Well, unfortunately I'm not the fastest. Dave always beats me.
I beat most people.
That's not nice, is it?
No, it's not. I'm sorry.
So we just thought Adam is in the pits now. Dave the Harp is going into the final chicane before the 2 hairpins. And I don't think this is the outlap for him.
It is. I think Chris Core's on a timed lap heading into the final corner now. He did improve by about 2 seconds on his previous lap. Oh, is it a slow one, is it?
Looks like it.
Maybe he's setting himself up for another one.
Well, 2 minutes to go, and if you haven't played Project Cars before, it does have a weird tendency that in like pretty much all other racing games that I played, if the qualifying time runs out, and if you're on a fast lap, you're allowed to complete that. For some reason, Project Cars isn't
horrible, that, isn't it?
Because I've never heard of any racing series that does that. I know they're supposed to replicate quite a few of them, so I think this only the one big downside of this game is that.
Oh no, there is another one as well. There is another one as well. But I believe they've got a patch coming out for it, and that is they brought out a setting where you can enforce default setups on all of your competitors. So basically, like a session like this would go, right, everyone's on the same setup. but it doesn't work, because you can do that, but then you can get to the track and you can edit your setup. But I do know they have got a patch coming out. But I agree with you. Why on earth are you not allowed to finish your hot lap? Like, I mean, anyone that started a lap with 2 minutes to go would be fine, but anyone that starts a lap with 1 minute 56 to go probably isn't going to finish their lap.
And yeah, this must be the last opportunity that the Jaguars will have. They're on the current lap. Dave Hart, let me just see where he is at the moment. He's on the long straight before the final chicane. And talking about the track, that I can't really, I mean, I think this, because if you guys remember that this track was supposed to replace Silverstone as the debut venue of the British Grand Prix. I think this track is quite small for it as well, to be honest.
I actually think that the current layout and the original layout, it's not the original, it has been modified over the decades, but this particular circuit we're using at the moment, I think is absolutely fine for a Grand Prix race. The problem they had was that the pits are not big enough, they're not good enough, and they really aren't. But they were going to make alterations to the circuit, so where the big long straight is here, that's where the pits were going to be. But you'd get down to what is now like our chicane, and then you'd do a Hockenheim, where you go around a right-hander into a long left straight, and the plans basically would have destroyed turn 1, going down the hill into the old hairpin. You basically would have gone from the final chicane down to the old hairpin on a Hockenheim-style long left-hander, which for me would have been no good. But anyway, there's the grid order.
Yep, no time to go over it, but there you go. You can pause the stream if you want to have a look at it.
Yep.
And we are now going on to the race.
No, we're not. We're going on to a 5-minute warm-up session.
Okay, never mind. Just ignore what I just said. So
yep,
I think the
it's alright.
probably just have one lap, or one fast lap of running anyway.
Well, sorry, I was just going to say, the warm-up session, all that is for, it's just to give the drivers the opportunity to get their pit strategies sorted out. And also their fuel strategy for the race. And I was talking to Ray beforehand, and he said a full tank in these cars is 24 laps.
24 laps.
And we're on for a 20-lap race. Now, obviously, tyre wear could be a factor. So for the drivers, this is the time where they have to sit there and think, okay, do I put, say, 10 laps worth of fuel in and refuel halfway through? Or do I fill it full and have a shorter stop? I mean, what would you do, Rian?
I'll just go YOLO. To be honest, that's the method I would use. I think a new Jabber just joined the mill line. I just popped up on my screen now.
Okay, if Mulrine's joined us, that's a good thing. He was due to be racing anyway. I was actually going to use this warm-up session as a bit of an infomercial point as well. There were due to be 10-11 drivers racing this evening, obviously the drivers we've got in, plus Mulrine, plus Grable and Marty Price. But Grable and Marty Price haven't been able to make it, and Mulrine has obviously come on late. We have also got Jamie James, who's down for racing in the Project Cars Leagues on Sundays and Fridays, but at the moment he's having a bit of an internet battle with BT. So I think there's 2 spaces left in the Project Cars Sunday League. So if people are watching and are interested in getting involved in the Project Cars Leagues that we do, I think we've got 1, maybe 2 spaces left on the Friday, and 2 spaces left for the Sundays league. Sorry, go on.
This is kind of watching mill line, so this is pretty much says only 2 laps of this track before the race. So it's good to see that the warm-up session is being used to not only allow the drivers to make final adjustments to the setup, their strategies, but also allow any drivers who miss qualifying and will be the final chance to join the session before the race. So it's good to see that the game has got that. And that's actually quite a good feature that drivers can join whenever they want in qualifying and in warm-up and also in practice sessions.
Yeah.
If only F1 2015 had that, then I think it would be quite useful and quite handy.
I agree with you on that one, especially with the practice sessions. If you're part way through a practice session and one of your friends joins, I think they should be allowed to get on the circuit, because it's no fun being sat there for 15, 30 minutes, an hour, and either making everybody else restart or having to sit there and watch. On the other hand, though, if you sit there and watch, sometimes you can learn a few things. Now, while we've got 1:40 left of this session, shall I interview you about how your race went in the Project Cars Friday League in the Formula Bs on Friday night?
Yeah, that was quite cute.
I thought you may have said it was wheelie fantastic.
It was really... I didn't think of that. Yeah, it was really fantastic. It was... to be honest...
Oh, we got a spinner. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, who was it?
I'm not sure who it was, but Hesselden has just met Chris Core. Hesselden did well to avoid him there, and Chris Core actually did the right thing. He saw there was a car coming, stayed still, let the car get past, and then went to continue on.
Yeah, so I wish that the Friday race was a bit better for me. I didn't have that much running because of a broken TV. And Chris just nearly drifted it down the hairpin beautifully there. Nearly spun it, but he held it perfectly. Yeah, what is the next track? Well, yeah, what is the next track?
The next track for the Formula Bs on Fridays is Monza. No, sorry, Monza was the first one. Spa. Spa, which would be very interesting. And for the Ginetta Juniors, the next track, Brands Hatch.
Because I was thinking, would the Ginetta Juniors make up the hill of Rouge?
Probably not. Oh, Chris Cole, he's lost it again. I think Chris is struggling with tyre temperature here, you know. He's had...
To be honest, he did turn in quite early into that corner, but on the grass, the locked up his rears.
True. And session is over, so we've got 15 seconds then for until the start of the race. The cameraman's telling me that they're going to try and jump to the front at the start of the race. So we'll see what happens. I've got a feeling... So go on.
So can you go straight to the monitor?
No, I think you do have to wait until the race gets going.
Okay, mate, let's focus on the lights and try and make up some places here. Keep it clean, keep your wits about you.
The lights are green,
crazies out there today.
and away they go.
And my throttle wasn't working. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I came up the first. Accidentally hit me from behind.
Well, he probably would have expected you to move. Oh, we've got contact! Blue car on blue car. Adam 4600's been nudged off. He's taken out a sign.
His teammates nudged each other off there.
That was Chris Core's down at the back of the field now.
And who is leading the race, got a comfortable lead so far.
Oh no, he's not anymore!
And he is, well, not last, I think he will be last. When Chris Core overtakes him. Yes, he is.
Ray would not have been wanting that one. He would have felt he could go on to win this race. He's got a lot of work to do now, but that's put Hesselden 90 up into the lead.
And Milvine, and it says, I think it is Chris is battling it out. And Milvine lost it. Nope, he's still in fifth place. Actually, who is it? I think it's Chris.
It's Adam 4600 in fifth place that's just overtaken him with a lovely move there.
So we're going on to a long straight now. I don't think if Milvine would do a Kimi Räikkönen here and take a lunge, it will really get that. He's not. I hope that was a F1 spoiler, by the way. So not much battling going on at the moment, but still nearly 19 laps to go. Looks like my pad has a bit of damage at the back of his car. It looks like it's quite a messy back end of his car there, and Dave the Harp is right behind him. So we'll see if Dave will have a good exit out of this corner. Not really.
One of the things with these cars as well, because they haven't got a huge amount of power, it can produce very close racing, but also it's not easy to overtake because of the speed. But Jason does look like he may be closing up a little bit on the leader. He possibly difficult to tell as they head on down to the old hairpin. Oh, Jason's definitely closer.
Will he do a lunge here?
Oh,
I think he's not close enough.
I think Hesselden may have gone defensive on the way down the hill. Not a bad idea, that, to put off anyone that thinks about going for a lunge. And it looks like Dave...
Looks like this, yeah, Dave the Harp and my bad is the battle for third place.
I thought he was going to do a setter and have a look up the inside then, but he's backed out of it. Oh, and giving him a nudge instead. Now, you said that my bad's car looked damaged. On my view, it looks like Dave the Harp's is slightly mangled, and I think Adam 4600's closing in on these three.
Looks like it. It's going to be a close one. Will Dave the Harp have the slipstream, and also will Adam have the slipstream? So let's see. I'm probably on these two, but maybe Dave the Harp, let's see, Dave the Harp isn't close enough unless he goes for lunch. I think he's having like, no, he's not. Gap close before he got the
He's got a good run.
Yeah, maybe first hairpin.
If Jim doesn't defend it, he'll go for it. No, Dave's braked early.
Yep, and that gives Adam the chance of possibly undercutting here before the final hairpin. No, he doesn't. He's going to go with normal racing line. But it's quite a close battle between second, third, fourth, and fifth at the moment. It's really good to see.
It is.
My bad taking quite inside line into that, and yeah, you can pretty much see there that he does have under drive 6. Yeah, that's, to be honest, something that does irritate me. Even though I do use the wheel, but on the pad, I love doing it smooth. And, ooh, a little Dave the Harp there. Went off. Yes, he did.
He has.
Lost it.
Is he going to lose a position from it? Here comes Mulrine.
Mulrine. Not a bad race from him so far. Even though he hasn't really done much progress.
Well, he started at the back of the field, didn't he? He didn't really have much choice on that one. He's up to 5th at the moment. Oh, he may have had a bit of a moment to the old hairpin though, but he survived.
What Dave the Harp does, he's gone quite right there.
I can't see it on the camera. Come on, camera, pan around. He's on the grass.
Yeah, he went straight to the tyre wall on the inside of that corner. So that's quite eventful time for him, and quite gutted for him actually, because he was battling it for third place. So now he's down to 8. So maybe, hopefully, you will see some. He'll have some catching up to do to make it back up to the podium position.
My bad's all over the back of Jason, but I agree with you. I mean, Dave was in for a nice little battle there, and had a bit of a moment turn 1, and it's put him right down the field because Chris Corr's all over the back of him, even though he's got smashed windows. It's like he's been driving through the rough parts of Manchester.
Adam, it's quite close between Adam. My bad. Looks like Jason has his headlights on, which is something that drivers do tend to do.
Ray's one, you have to keep an eye out on that. He'll start catching someone up, and he'll be flashing his tic tacs at them, trying to put them off, trying to get their attention. It doesn't usually work, because he usually goes off himself.
By the way, tic tacs isn't a dirty definition, just so you know. Good lights. When you mean that.
No, it's obviously headlights and other mints are available.
And yeah, it looks like Chris did overtake Dave the Harp, so Dave the Harp now in 8th place, last at the moment. But he will still get some points. We are actually following the MotoGP stand points system, if you guys didn't know. So the last guy, well, we're expecting a 14 car grid. We should be expecting 14 car grid. So as a result of that, the 14th place guy will finish second. The first place guy will finish.
He won't finish second.
Well, I didn't know what I just said there, to be honest.
It's alright, I'll help you out there. Basically, what it is, if the points will be scored all the way down the grid as long as the drivers get to the end of the race, following the MotoGP system. Looks like my bad's about to come under attack though from Adam 4600 down the long straight. He's got the inside line.
He broke a bit railway.
He did. But he's going to attack him on the exit. Interesting to see that from Adam. He decided against the move to attack later on. Is it going to work for him? No, he's braked early again.
I think he's slowly pressurising my bad.
I tell you what, I think Hesselden's had a moment because Jason is all over the back of him.
Yeah. Jason's going for the late apex move to have as much traction as possible.
My bad's trying to go for the overtake, although it looks like the Predator's had a slash at the front of his car, and by slash I do mean claw, not a P.
Adam lost step there in the final hairpin. We didn't see that. Well, I didn't see that.
I didn't see it either.
So I think there's 1 second separating the top 3 at the moment. Adam is slowly waiting to pounce on my bad enemy, may possibly have a chance of winning the race.
Well, at the moment, I think any of these 4 guys are definitely in with a great chance of winning. But as David Harp showed on the Friday League, even if something does go bad early on, don't give up, because someone else could easily have an off, and you can gain places back. So, quickly back to the points before they get into the long straight, looking at overtakes. We use the MotoGP system. Down to 14th place. First place scores 25 points, second place scores 20 points, and it works its way down. 14th place would score 2 points, but obviously the drivers need to get to the end of the race to score those points.
So it looks like we might have an overtake here. My bad is having a look on the inside of Jason. He might be going real TBL. Adam's having a look as well. It'll be 3 wide, possibly into the chicane. It's very close between Adam and Jason. Adam will have a look at the inside. Will it work? No, it won't. But I think he did overtake my bad, so my bad lost perfect position there.
Lovely bit of driving by Adam 4600 there. Lovely bit of driving.
Nicely done, yeah. Nicely done. That's what we like to see in front of racing.
I tell you what, though, you look slightly further back. Mulrine's been catching these guys up very, very quick. He's about to latch onto the back of this pack and make it a 5-way battle.
That'll be very interesting to see. Hopefully that battle will last for the whole duration of the race.
Oh, Adam 4600's gone wide, and my bad's back ahead.
Oh, that's interesting, that. Probably Adam was having a bit too much excitement there, and lost it as well. And I think now he's under pressure. Well, the pressure is going to start building up for him on the line behind him, and Ray is just crossing the line now, so well, this could work to his advantage as well, depends on how aggressive the battles are in front of him. Dave the Harp, because I think Chris is actually starting to catch up on Dave a bit here in this place, but I think we will concentrate on the top 5 at the moment.
I think Chris Cole must have had a moment somewhere, because my bad's had a moment. He's disappeared.
Well, he has. He's up to the 5th place now.
He has. Something's happened at the old hairpin. I think he may have damage as well. By the way that car's wiggling about, unless he's just trying to get some temperature back into the tyres. Well, I was about to say, I think Chris Cora had a moment somewhere, because he was ahead of Dave the Harp, but now he's behind Dave the Harp. Wow. I've never known such slow tension before.
So just to match the pace of the car, really.
Yeah.
And Adam is actually aggressive, taking it quite aggressively than the final chicane. When I mean final chicane, obviously it's the final chicane of the track before the 2 hairpins. Bristol probably won't confuse people when I say it.
At some point I'll mention it's the only chicane on the circuit.
Is it?
Yeah.
So you mentioned it now. So
yes.
At least now I know.
It's alright, I do it all the time. Just wait until we do one at Spa, and you're like going into the final chicane, and then you realise actually there's another corner to go because the start finish line's on the other side of the pit lane.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Mulrine's, his lap times are looking pretty good at the moment. He's on a 150.7. The cars ahead are all in the 51s or 52s.
I think that's because they've been battling all this time, and these actually had quite. He's lapping the 150s as well.
Ray's
lap was just at 150.8. His fastest lap and the fastest lap of the racing speed is a 150.3, which is 20 seconds slower than, is it? Yeah,
not 20. It's not 20 seconds slower than. Oh, we've got to move for the lead. Jason on Hesselden.
Jason, yes.
Oh,
listen, there's quite a bit of lag there.
That could have been a bit of lag, yeah.
But Jason's still having it go on the inside of the right-hander, going up the hill, and I think he might take it. Oh, he's probably taking quite cautiously there with his load. Quite respect him for doing that, but come on.
It's allowed Adam to get into the fight though. I mean, what would you do if you was in the car? Would you be playing it nice to your competitors, or would you be a little more forceful?
Well, a bit forceful, but just enough so that they won't spin it. Because that's like touring cars and the actual championships as well. That is contact.
Yeah.
You're allowed to do it as long as you don't force anyone out. So any contact is fun to see. But as long as it's nothing major, then...
Yeah, as long as it's... I tell you what, I think down in 5th place, we've got Ray and Dave the Harp. I tell you what, Ray with his fastest laps that he's been doing...
And my bad, actually.
Oh, sorry, it's... Yeah, you're right, it's Ray and my bad. Ray with his fastest laps has been able to sort of claw back in, and these two may actually go and join those front four.
And my bad overtook Ray's losing for the slipstream, and as I say that he is flashing his stick axe going into the first corner. That must be extremely irritating at night. Extremely irritating, because you always need people to see the lights flashing more clearly at night. So if you have any epilepsy, that might be a problem.
You could be right there. I mean, what do you think is going to be going through Ray's mind at the moment? He's got my bad ahead of him, which could be slowing Ray down at the moment.
I think so, because in contrast, Ray's a fast driver and my bad, no respect to him. Both are great drivers, but in terms of pace, and as we've seen in qualifying, Ray is much faster, and as you can see here, that he is definitely catching up to us. So possibly, I think he might have a better setup than my bad. If you have a look in the inside, into... Well, going up the hill, and he does take my bad into 4th place.
It's a nice overtake.
I will be giving up such thing. It was a nice overtake, yeah. Much better exit going out of the previous corner. But my bad will not give up easily. He's taking the slipstream. And I think slipstream is quite powerful on these cars. I think maybe because of how slow they are.
It definitely could be. I mean, it's obviously not going to be... Oh, Ray's gone wide. It may not actually be the most powerful of slipstreams, but because the cars are slow, you can use the slipstream to good effect, and my bad's got back ahead of Ray.
That's the great battle here. And it looks like he's going to... Well, he is actually catching up, so I think he might have a better setup than my bad, because he is catching up even without the slipstream, so... Yeah. Or it could be just being a bad corner exit, and he's added a bit of the tanks after there.
He has had a bit of a moment. Now, see, I do know that Ray picked these cars for the first 10 race season, and I know the reason why for it. He loves these cars.
Adam Forest 600 is in the pit, so not sure why.
That could...
Not sure how long he's been.
It could be for fuel, it could be for tyres. Tyre wear could be a factor, but if tyre wear is a factor and he's pitting now, will he make it to the end? This actually looks long, so this could be a fuel stop.
Yeah, so yeah, anyone who's spectating sessions and as he goes out the pits now
and runs over his mechanic,
have the opportunity of looking at telemetry, sort of like looking at the suspension travel, how like here he's in the speed. The only thing that we don't know, which is quite crucial in a situation like this, is tire temperatures and the wear rate of the condition of the tires, and also how much fuel the drivers have got. Which, if we knew about this stuff, then I think we'd be able to predict the strategies as well. Definitely.
Probably
ahead of the drivers themselves. So
it's something that while doing the Friday commentary, we were hoping to be able to actually pick up on. But yeah, you're right. It doesn't show tyre wear, brake temps. I don't know if it shows fuel or not. I can't remember. But
it doesn't.
But Ray and Mybad are still battling, and Chris Core is ahead of Dave the Harp again.
And Ray overtakes my bad for the millionth time. So we'll see if my bad overtakes Ray for the millionth time. It looks like he is.
He is up the inside. It's a fantastic little battle.
Yeah, but Ray had a better exit. And is currently outside of the final hairpin.
Is he going to go for a switchback? No!
He's on another tank slot.
My bad's in the pits.
So that promotes Ray to 3rd place, and we're just giving him some breathing space. So because the next car behind him on track is Chris, who is just on the final on the main straight now.
Jason had pitted as Jason had pitted as well. He's down in 8th place at the moment. Either that or he's had a horrible moment somewhere. But my bad's now exiting the pits.
So that possibly could be for tires, possibly, if it's been that quick with pit stop.
Now, it could well be, but my bad has come out the pits quite some distance ahead of Adam 4600. So if my bad can get to the end of the race, he's gained a lot on Adam 4600 and potentially a lot on the cars ahead.
Yeah, and actually this Milvine is actually starting to catch up on Heselden at the moment. They're probably about 2 or 3 seconds separating these cars, but again, we don't know what the tire situation are on any of the jabbers, so it's quite difficult to see. But actually, Heselden actually had a poor exit out of the chicane there, which allowed Milvine to catch up on him. So it possibly could mean that he is struggling for tires.
It looked like he was struggling in on the brakes there, and on the exit.
And Milvine is catching up yet again. I think he took at least 1 to 2 seconds out of Heselden. So possibly an overtake by Milvine.
I think Heselden's going to go for the pits, and there he is. He's going, but
a very late one.
It was. Mulrine's continued on. I'm not surprised about that because he was gaining and gaining and gaining. So for Mulrine, he can go and do another lap.
Plus also, a question for you. Do quali tires go into the race?
I've no idea. I've no idea, and I don't think the drivers know either.
Because I was thinking that if that was the case, then Milvine would obviously be on much newer tires than anyone.
True. Ray has pitted. Chris Core is in the pits as well. My bad is coming around the final corner. He's already pitted, but he's in the pits again.
Oh dear.
I'm wondering if quite possibly, maybe he didn't put fuel.
Dave the Hart just gets ahead of Ray as he goes out the pits, but Ray had a much better exit out of the first corner, so we could possibly see an overtake here in the old hairpin, as it's called.
It is the old hairpin, yep.
This is the hairpin by any.
Well, that's why it's called old hairpin. It used to be a much more of a prominent hairpin, but the angle of the dangle, so to speak, was changed. And it's an interesting corner, that, because if you sit in the infield looking down at that corner, it doesn't look like a corner. But if you sit on the outside of the circuit, you can tell it's pretty much a 90-degree turn. But I'm wondering, whether my bad forgot to put fuel in, because he had a pit stop that was a lot quicker than Adam 4600, but he's back in the pit. So I wonder whether he didn't put fuel in there, or his crew didn't, so he's had to pit again.
Something's up with my bad. He's just gone. I think he's just retired. He has retired, I believe.
Oh dear.
Or I think he left the session. Because I can't see his name anymore. There's 9 people left in the session, and they were 10, so I think he must have left the session.
I think you could be correct there. Mulrine is into the pits from the lead, so Dave the Harp's in second, Ray's in third. Dave's had a moment at the hairpin and Ray's hit him. They're still going though. Where's Heselden? Heselden is only just heading up to the penultimate corner now, and obviously him and Mulrine were battling for the lead. Mulrine still sat in the pits as Dave the Harp and Ray go down the start finish.
Dave had a better exit going out of the final hairpin. So I think ending up Milvine's in the pits and Heselden is going onto the start finish straight now. Milvine just comes out of the pit box now, so he'll be down for 4th place, and my Adam 4600 is in the pit, so I'm not sure if he has pitted before.
He has.
He might have done.
He did, yeah, he did. I'm wondering whether he perhaps hasn't got enough fuel in. Obviously, it's all something new for quite a few of the drivers. Chris Core's going to take a place then. I'm surprised
Jason as well.
Yeah, and Jason, but I'm surprised Jason's ended up where he has, unless he put a lot of fuel in. I mean, it is possible that the drivers did fuel their cars at the start. Oh, Jason spun! Turn 1!
Oh, it looks like he has. So he's just done a Dave the Harp. And
Adam
4600.
Yep.
Was goes out the pits. Let's see if he does the Dave Dart. Let's just find out. And he doesn't. So, does he? No, he's not. All good.
All good. So, considering that Dave the Harp and Ray have jumped now from the positions they were in, which was like 5th, 6th and 7th, they're now in 1st and 2nd. Do you think they've got enough fuel on, or do you think perhaps they started with full fuel so they didn't have to refuel?
Well, it's difficult to tell, so it's pretty much complete guesswork at the moment, but I think being, let's just say, veterans of front racing, they know what the game's about. They've done plenty of laps in this game. They know like pretty much the tricks off the stage, let's just say. So I think they possibly might have done it. But I think we just need to wait to see the 8 laps to go. So the tires should be able to last to the end of the race, maybe. And if not, then they'll have the opportunity.
Ray's ran a little wide.
Yep, you did. So Esselden in 3rd just crossed the line now. And Mill Line isn't that far off them. So it's the same team, Border Racing, looks like.
Yeah, and Mulrine will have much better tyres as well, because he was the last to pit apart from Adam 4600.
Yep. So it's actually, if you think about it, it's quite a good recovery drive. He had that spin at the very start of the race, so he's got a 2nd. And it's actually not a bad race from Milling, because this is his first session off the lobby. So he never did qualifying. He only did 1 lap on warm-up, so not a bad race for him so far.
Definitely. Oh, there's Ray flashing his tic-tacs again. Also for Mulrine, he got himself a T300 I think a week and a half ago. He's not had long on the wheel, so it looks like he's doing very well. Saying that, Adam 4600, he's a wheel user from the beginning of F1 2015 this season. So I mean, I've not actually asked him how he's getting on with it, but by the looks of it, well, at the start of the race he was getting on with it all right.
Yeah. Oh, Jason had the moment. Adam 4600 had the moment as well, but he has moved up into 6th place. Jason is in the grass, going onto the track now. He is now 7th and last.
And looking at the sponsors on his car, it's Curly's. May you need to get a marker pen out and write short and just before it. Some people won't get that, some will.
I don't buy
Short and Curly's. Someone message Ria and tell him what Short and Curly's are. It's the forest around the one tree that men have.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. Right.
Moving on.
Yes, swiftly moving on. I think Ray's struggling a little bit to stay with Dave the Harp, you know.
Looks like I think he's actually catching up a bit for Dave the Harp, so Dave the Harp losing it a bit. I think Dave the Harp pitted before Ray, I believe, maybe?
I think he might have done, yeah.
So Ray's on your towers, according to what we are thinking. So
I mean, this is a situation for Ray where he could, if he wanted, just sit behind Dave and bug him, or he could just go for the overtake as soon as I was about to suggest that he could just wait.
Yeah, he had a much better exit out of the right-hander before the long straight, so I think it's a bit risky. Yeah, he has. He's broke a bit late.
He's going to get a better exit.
Yeah, he will, and he hasn't. He actually had the same exit as Dave.
You're right.
So still 7 laps to go. Anything's possible.
Dave's going defensive though, so Ray knows that he's putting the pressure on him. I mean, when it comes to defensive driving, it's one of those: do you stay on the racing line where it's fastest, or do you cover off the opportunity of an overtake?
Yeah. Actually, just looking behind them, Millline's actually catching up quite considerably to Hesselden. Currently battling for the final podium position. So if Millline takes the 3rd place, then that'll be a really good result from Millline, considering not taking qualifying at all.
I tell you, the fastest laps that have been done at the moment, you've got Ray, who's done a 150.336, and Mulrine, who's done a 150.339. So Mulrine is fast at the moment, because he's done that lap time recently.
And actually, just looking at the lap times, compared to the last lap, Heselden 152.6, Milline 150.9, so that's pretty much nearly 2 seconds faster than Heselden. So we should be able to see an overtake soon, but looks like the gap has increased.
Oh, Heselden's off! Heselden's off!
Right. Yes, he has, which will give Milline the chance to not overtake, but catch up on him and possibly aim for overtake at some point this lap.
I believe.
Actually, Dave the Harp at the moment, because Dave the Harp is second now.
I was going to say, I think.
It's quite far ahead.
I thought I'd just seen Dave the Harp flash in front of the camera, and Ray is all the way down the straight now. So, yeah, I wonder if Dave's had a bit of a moment somewhere.
Maybe. Is damage on?
I believe damage is a factor. I mean, I was going to ask you whether you think the damage that appears to be all over the bodywork of Dave's car could be affecting aerodynamics.
And Heston cuts the final part of the chicane, of the only chicane apparently on the chicane. Milline's having a go on the inside into the first hairpin. And Heselden just defends, but Milline has a bad exit, bit of contact. But it's okay, nothing too major, as I would like to see. But minor loss, as I call it. Going to the final hairpin, Milline has outside line, but possibly cutting back. No, he doesn't. So I would have cut back there.
I would have done as well. I think he's just gone a little bit cautious, perhaps thinking that Heselden's going to go deep and go straight on, but it's just not happened.
Yeah, as I say, when I said I would, if I was Milline, I would cut back. I probably wouldn't, because if I tried, it would work. So, anyway.
I think Jason is a lap down, because on the road he is just ahead of Chris Core, but he's showing as being in 7th place, whereas Chris is showing as being in 5th. So I think Jason may have had an additional pit stop.
Jason is on lap 15, according to the table. We're going to the time screen. And Adam is crossing the line now for zero plate, getting to lap 16. And he is, so yeah, Jason is lap down. So what happened to Jason? You haven't been following him for quite a lot in this race.
No.
Well, you have been in the first part of the race, but not anymore.
I mean, sorry, go on.
But anyway, yes, we will have to get used to that. But anyway, if Jason finishes, he will still get points, so that'll be crucial. Anyway, like, you never know, that could make or break his championship.
Heselden and Mulrine are getting close again.
Looks like they are. Milline has a much tighter inside lane. He actually cut the hairpin there. Now, if that was F1, the stewards would have a go at Milline saying that nope, you shouldn't have done that. You cut the corner, you overtook. But since this is Fun League, we don't do that. No steward intervention at all.
Nope.
But we do want to see the jobbers perform well and clean as well, because potentially they could become full-time jobbers for the league. And by the way, if you guys are interested in joining Front of Racing, give them a message on Facebook, just search Front of Racing obviously, and they'll get back to you on any possible events that you'll be able to show your talent. And if you are good enough and clean enough, then you will have the opportunity of becoming a reserve driver for one of two F1 leagues, and hopefully after that a full-time driver. So if you're interested, give them a message, and we'll just need to see what happens to that.
Good plug there. It almost sounds like you practice that.
Oh nah.
No.
Look at the smoothness I actually talk.
You did that very, very well.
Yeah, just as good as you.
I don't know. I make mistakes all the time, but that's what commentators do. Commentators make mistakes. I mean, here's something. I mean, one of the reasons, yeah. Or even Night Walker at the start of the last World Championship race. 1 lights, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 laps. But that's what makes watching commentary fun. I mean, one of the things about the stewarding, or the lack of stewarding on these Project Cars leagues, is Project Cars is much better at penalising for taking too much off track. So it's much easier for that to deal with. But Mulrine has got himself up to third place and is closing in on Dave the Harp and is pulling away from Hesselden.
Will soon be 3 laps to go. So, do you think Dave the Harp will lose second place?
It depends. If Mulrine pops in a new fast lap here, he hasn't improved on his best, but I think Dave's going to come under pressure in the last lap.
Well, on that previous lap, Mulrine is 2 tenths, slower, or 2 tenths faster than Dave the Harp, so the gap possibly will be decreasing slightly, but Ray, as long as Ray doesn't make any major mistakes, then he will win the race. So the battle will come down to second and third place.
It will.
And actually, talking, Heselton is actually in 4th place and is closer to Mulrine than Mulrine is to Dave, so he might be a factor as well.
He could be. I think if Mulrine can catch Dave, Heselden might catch him as well.
And well, Chris Carr just came at the final line of the first corner, so he's pretty much out of the picture completely, to be honest. But actually, Adam 4600 is not that far behind him. Chris is just going out the old hairpin, and Adam is just going into it now. So may see a battle between these two. And Jason is behind Chris for with the lap down. But let's just look at the top 4, because that's the part that we're going to have to look at. And it looks like Mulrine made a wee mistake running wide into the hairpin, which is what allowed Heselton to catch up. And it looks like Mulrine is catching up to Dave the Harp as well slightly as well.
I've got a feeling this could possibly get very, very close. Ray's in the pits! Ray's in the pits! He's down to second! Third!
He must have. He needed more fuel with 2 laps to go. So, yeah, well, we know that the game does, when you select your setup and when you're selecting the amount of fuel that you want, the game does say approximately, well, let's say for example 20 litres will last approximately this amount of laps. That approximately means obviously as long as you're driving smoothly and not too aggressively.
Exactly.
If you spin out and if you spin your tyres, then obviously that'll use more fuel as well. So yeah, it looks like they made a strategy error there and have lost out on the podium as a result of that.
He has, and that now means that Dave the Harp is being hunted for the win. I mean, you're right with what you say about with the driving smooth, because if you lift and coast, you'll save a bit of fuel. If you're very aggressive on your gear changes, going high in the revs, or going down the gears very aggressively, you will use more fuel. And as you said, rightly so, if you spin, you're doing a longer distance, so you are going to use more fuel in that respect as well. Now, Ray hasn't spun for a while, but obviously he didn't have enough fuel in that car.
He is trying every single corner possible to catch up to the top 3. We'll see if that works for him. Luckily he'll get away with it. Not something that we want to see, but if he's going to do that, then fair enough. They can do that, but yeah.
I think though, if someone did it absolutely terribly shockingly, they may still get a telling off, but obviously yeah, there's no after race stewarding or anything. Oh, the penalty system from the clerk of the course, if someone does take too much curb, they'll end up getting a instant penalty. So Dave the Harp then starts the final lap, and Mulrine is really close.
I don't think Heselden might come into play here. He might do a Sergio Perez and come out of nowhere to take the podium place. That's another F1
spoiler. Yeah. I must admit, I'd love to that though. What do you think's going to be going through Dave the Harp's mind now? He's on the last lap. He's got a chance of winning. He's being caught quick.
Oh shit! Basically.
Yeah, he's being caught really, really quick as well. Mulrine had a much better speed through the old hairpin. Ooh.
Maybe I think on your tyres as well, so that'll help. That'll come into his aid. And a better line through that corner, so it'll probably be close. And Heselden is I don't think he's close enough. But
No.
you never know. If these two spin out, then he might take the. And actually, Dave the Harper one's right there.
He has run wide.
Gas. And Milline, well, he's defending quick. Just be giving enough room to Milline. Milline takes the lead of the race on the last big straight off the track, going into the only chicane on the track. Beautifully done there. And that is, well, that went bad for Dave now.
So do I. That's got to have been down to tyre wear. I think he must have been doing 10-11 laps on this particular set of tyres, and the last laps hurt him. But Mulrine doing only sort of 9 laps on them, it's paid off for him right at the very end. Right at the end.
And Mulrine, who didn't even do qualifying, goes round the final corner. Well, we probably could say that's not over yet, but it looks like Milline had much better exit going out that corner.
No, he's gone slow. He's got. Oh no, Dave the Harp sneaked through. I'm wondering if Mulrine's got a penalty there, or whether he's out of fuel. Is he actually going to make it to the line? Here comes Hesselden. He's down to third. No. Hesselden takes second.
And he's just crossing the line
now. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's parked that car. Oh my goodness me.
He did run out of fuel.
I've got a feel.
Last corner. Oh my God.
I tell you what, we've got a bit of a battle still going on. 5th and 6th place, Chris Core and Adam 4600 as they head round the final corner, or head up to the final corner. Oh, Dave the Art's going to be buzzing. Michael Mulrine's going to be gutted.
Definitely. I can't believe it. I actually feel really sorry for Mulrine for that.
Definitely.
Unlucky. Like, you can never be as unlucky as that.
No. But Chris Core's taken 5th, Adam's taken 6th, Jason coming up to the line. Jason may actually have another lap to do, because he was a lap down. But oh, wow. what an end to the race there. What an end. And who says the Ginetta Juniors are boring?
We never said that at the start of the race, did we?
No, not at all. Not at all. I must admit, that had some surprises in it, that race did. I mean, Ray getting pole position, I wasn't surprised by that. Ray spinning out on the first lap, I was surprised by that. His fight back through was a great one. Dave the Art he had his spins in qualifying and in the warm-up, but in the race he seemed to do very, very well. Mulrine was phenomenal until that final corner. Yeah, so, wow, what an ending. What an ending.
Yeah, definitely. So, have you had to pick the driver of the day or the driver of the night?
Oh. You know what? I think I'd probably, even though it didn't work for him, I think I'd probably have to go with Mulrine.
I think I would pick as well.
Because, I mean, he had a 99.9% perfect race there. It was just that 1%. You could just imagine. Could you just imagine it though, being in the seat of that car, going into the final corner? It's like, yes, from the back to the front, and then it's just like blah blah blah.
He needed 1% more.
He did.
Cross the line.
Oh dear.
99% race, only 1% was the fuel.
Yeah. Oh, what? I mean, that was. I mean, considering that these cars are not the most, but that was. I still think that was a spectacular race. It was great fun to watch. That was, but yeah, Mulrine did very well. But fair play to Dave the Harp. I mean, first round he gets the 25 points.
Yeah. Definitely.
And Jason now just about to cross the finish line. It's a shame with whatever happened to him. I wonder whether he perhaps had damage or had a fueling issue as well. But there we go.
The good thing about Mulrine is he did set the fast lap of the race, but only just the 150.323 compared to the 150.336. So I think we will see a pretty good battle between these two drivers for the rest of the week if their performance continues.
Definitely, and if you look as well at Dave the Harp and Hesselden's fastest laps, 151.647 and a .684. So those two are really, really close. Adam 4600 is kind of in between the fastest and those two. And then you got Jason, he's there or thereabouts, and Chris Core had a bit of a tough race there. It's a shame my bad didn't get to continue with whatever happened with him, but that's how it goes sometimes. That is how it goes.
Yep, and racing is still actually on track.
I think he may have now run out of fuel, but yeah, he's realised the race is over now. Whew. Well, that was.
Yeah, he was lapped in because on the tiny screen he was lap 20 or 20, so I think he must have finished the race, but I think the computer ran out of fuel.
Ah, yeah. I mean, I do remember saying on the Friday one, I'd have to confirm it with the league runners for the Project Cars ones, which is if you are laps down, essentially the game makes you do the additional laps, which I don't think is necessarily correct. Like, once that checkered flag drops for first place, then the race is over for everybody as far as I would see it. So I would classify people once the leader has crossed the line, but then that depends on whether you made it round to the end of the lap or not on Friday.
Well, that is the stream. Is that the stream over?
We've not finished the stream yet, but I mean, I'll do a little bit of an outro. So, yeah, thank you very much, Rian, for doing the commentary on the Project Car Sunday PCS. Very interesting.
Thank you for being a cool commentator.
You're very welcome. As Rian mentioned during the race there, if you are interested in joining the Front Row Racing leagues, we have got 2 F1 leagues, World Championship, which is no assists, World Series, which is assists allowed. They're on Wednesdays and Thursdays. But we have an F1 feeder system, which is the FRRI Days Cup, which is hosted on Fridays at 7:30. That's your way to show your driving, show you clean and fair, opportunity to become a reserve driver for one of the 2 F1 leagues. We then also obviously have the Project Cars Friday League, which is hosted at 9 p.m. That's the Formula Bs for a 10-round season. Round 1 has been done. Round 2 will be on Friday at Spa, which I think will be very interesting.
The time of parting?
Yes.
So if you guys want to see me having a really fun time,
yeah,
have a look at the streams.
It'll definitely be an interesting one to watch that. And then the PCS League again next Sunday at 8:30 p.m, which will be at Brands Hatch in the Ginetta Juniors, where it'll be myself and you again, Rian, for commentary. And hopefully it'll be just as exciting as this round. But to be honest, I think at Brands Hatch we're going to potentially have a more interesting race, because turn 1 there is going to catch people out.
Oh yeah, but is it the NBA one or the GP?
It's the GP circuit, I believe. So yeah, it could be an interesting race. I don't think it'll be very many laps. But it'll still be 50 miles, but it could still be a very interesting race. Anyway, we'll bring the live stream to an end there. So thank you very much to the drivers for taking part. Thank you very much to the viewers for watching. Thank you very much for Rian for doing the commentary. And we shall see you all again. Our next event live on the Front Row Racing YouTube channel will be the Front Row Racing F1 2015 World Championship round 11 for Spa, 7:30 on Wednesday. See you all soon.
Bye.